Okay, so hello, gorgeous lady, and welcome everyone else as well to this really short video. I'm so excited and so honored that you are here. You are, for anyone who doesn't know Laura already, Laura is a friend of mine, a gorgeous soul sister. And also, you are the beta tester or one of the beta testers for my upcoming program, the Relational Goddess Unleashed. So it is so exciting to have you already onboarded, ready to go. And I wanted to jump on really quickly with you today, just to have a little chat about, sharing your story so far so that the ladies here can kind of feel into, how much they relate to your story, and also to kind of look to the future and see, what is it that you're really wanting to get out of the course. So yeah, I want to start by thanking you so much for being here. And if you want to just give the ladies in the group like a little intro as to who you are, what it is you have going on in the world, however you tend to introduce yourself or like to introduce yourself, then go ahead.
Abby, my wonderful friend Abby. I'm very excited to be here too. And yeah, for this journey ahead in the group, in this course. I am Laura, and I live in South Africa. I'm originally American, and I've lived in Cape Town for a really long time. I am an inner child one-to-one mentor. That's what I do. And that is wonderful, wonderful work. What else can I say about myself? I have a dog who is the best roommate ever. And what do I have going on right now? There's always a lot going on in my head. And it doesn't always look like there's a lot going on in my actual physical environment. So there's always tons going on in my head. So let's just leave it at that. Yeah, so.
Thank you, gorgeous lady. And I know for a fact that you've been super busy lately, but I hear what you're saying as well. So yeah, what I'd really love to kind of start by focusing on is, you mentioned that you work as an inner child advocate, so like a mentor, essentially. And we trained together. We actually learned and grew, and that's how we met.
Yep.
So both of us kind of together and also individually have been on such a journey over the past couple of years now. So can you tell me, and can you share with the ladies in the group a little bit about that journey from a relational standpoint? So what are some of the changes that you see in yourself over the past couple of years? What are some of the transformations compared, when you compare where you are now to where you were a few years ago?
Yeah, that's a good question. So many things come to mind. Probably the first thing that pops into my mind is as I worked with my own inner children, it was really very much about how I relate to my different aspects. Becoming aware of them was massive. And then, realizing all the different ways that I was reluctant to acknowledge particular parts of myself, and doing a lot of work with that, with as much curiosity as possible. And that's really been kind of the core of what I've been doing over the last couple of years, is really, how do I relate to myself? And it doesn't matter whether I use the term inner children or other aspects or whatever, because we've all got all these parts living inside us. And was actually my smallest inner child who revealed to me that a lot of my relationship wounding is around my friendships, And this was huge for me because I had been, relationship wise, I had been focusing all of my attention on romantic partners, or, you know, wherever I was at the time. And kind of pouring all of my energy into those relationships. And what I learned from my baby inner child was that there was a lot of wounding around my friendships, and that I had a deep, deep longing. I'm actually a little bit emotional about that. A deep, deep longing for close friendships with other women. And how much there was a lot of pain in there, because I don't know if rejection isn't exactly the right word, but it had a lot of very dear friendships and a part of me kind of went, I'm not doing that anymore. This is too painful. I'm not doing this. And so when I sort of encountered this part and how much longing there was for that, that just opened up a whole bunch of stuff, which I have been working through. And and I guess when I started this work, I didn't really have very many friends. I was in a partnership, a romantic partnership, but I didn't have that many friends. I had some real life friends, but those relationships were full of difficulty because it was all about like me hiding a lot of who I was, and also like just kind of being too available for everything, and not asking for anything in return, which was not satisfactory and was really, really burning me out. And now I just feel like I'm so fortunate because I have some just incredibly, incredibly high quality relationships with people like you, where I can be my busy mind, awkward, vague, rabbit hole, creative self, and feel safe. And it doesn't feel as if I'm sort of sacrificing myself for the sake of maintaining a connection with someone because I have to belong to something, or someone, or in some place. And like, I'm so happy because I have such good friendships now with amazing people. And that has been such an amazing, I couldn't have anticipated how happy I would be with my my friendships and my sisterhood, and relating to other people in a completely new way.
Wow. And I love so much of what you just said there. We could like tear apart, and if we weren't recording right now, I'm sure we would be doing that. But yeah, just to kind of hone in on the importance of, as you have reclaimed parts of yourself that perhaps you weren't aware of before, or maybe you were aware of and you were kind of shaming before, the fact that in doing that, there has also been an external change where you have now met these women who, you share so much with, that you can now reveal who you really are with them. And it's just such a parallel, because you have also been seeing those parts of yourself and really validating those parts of yourself. And now here you are with all of these friendships where women are also seeing you, validating you, loving you for exactly the things that you just said, for exactly who it is that you are in your entirety. And I think that this is so often the case, that when we are experiencing challenges in our relationships, very often that is a mirror to something that's going on in our relationship to ourselves. And I just love your arc, and I relate so much to your arc, and it's so beautiful to hear where you're at just now. So can you tell us a little bit, and only if you're comfortable kind of sharing, but can you tell us a little bit about, romantically speaking? So you said, okay, so I've been in a period of expansion in friendship. So what kind of happened for you as you went on this journey of self-discovery? What happened in your romantic sphere?
Yeah, so I had been in a long relationship. We were together for 12 years, and when I started doing this work and really sort of unpacking, rediscovering, excavating all this stuff that's in there, these different parts and gifts and talents, as well as the wounding and the difficult, painful stuff. Yeah, let's see. What I quickly discovered was that I invited my partner to sort of be open to this new sort of spectrum of me, and as always happens when you do this, like as you say, you do the inner work and then outer stuff starts to change. The way I showed up was changing, and I basically discovered that my partner wasn't interested in doing that work at all, which is fair. I mean, that's completely okay. No judgment there. And what I discovered then was that I felt really, really lonely inside that relationship. And a little bit resentful, I won't lie, because I felt like I was doing my very, very best and trying to change in a way that was not distressing for my partner. But it didn't work out that way. And so eventually, after so much thinking and so much worrying about being alone, because I felt that I would be happier. I felt like I'd tried everything for us to sort of journey together, and that I had run out of resources. And so yeah, I left the relationship basically, and I moved in to this space on my own for the first time in, wow, it's been a long time. And it has been like the best thing, because I think in a nutshell, what it means is that I can hear my own voice and my own thoughts. As an INFJ and as a person who did a lot of people pleasing and pretty sensitive and open to kind of the sort of energetic states of other people, I think I had been living for a very long time without being able to hear myself. Not really. And so I love my space. I actually love being single. And I love being able to be more closely in contact with myself and my own thoughts and feelings. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is such a powerful story for me of you rediscovering your connection with yourself, and also of you growing into a bigger version of yourself. And I think this is one of the things that we have to be prepared for as we venture is, you know, as we grow, the relationships around us sometimes shift and sometimes change. Now, obviously, if we are connected with people who are also on a similar journey, then we can venture together. If we're not, that doesn't always happen. And sometimes we trade in the growth and the potential and the self-connection for the safety and the security and the avoidance of pain, the pain of an ending. And you didn't do that. You actually chose yourself, you chose your journey. And I'm getting shivers as I'm saying it, because it is such a brave thing for anyone to do, to leave a relationship, not from a place of reactivity, not from a place of, I can't handle you and I can't handle myself and I just need to get away, but from a genuine place of, in order for me to be the person I'm becoming, I need to have this relationship end. It's served its time, it served its purpose in my life, and now I'm at a point where there are new things on the horizon. I think that's a really good segue for us to start looking at what it is for you that you're looking forward to, and what it is that you're excited about the future when it comes to the quality of your relationships in your life, and what it is that you're excited to explore more of in the Goddess Unleashed program.
Yeah. First, I just want to say that the word I didn't find when I was speaking earlier, and which came to me while you were speaking now, is that I think you mentioned growing. I was like, yeah, no, absolutely growing. And one of the big reasons that I did leave was because it felt like staying was too much compromise, or it was self-abandonment.
Yeah.
So going forward, then that's a big one. So being what I have in my mind, what I think I really need to explore more is, so I'm in a space where I can hear myself. I can hear my own voice. I can hear my own thoughts and feelings. I'm much more in touch with my feelings. And yet there's still a lot of patterns which are in place. A lot of, coping mechanisms, defense mechanisms, survival mechanisms. And they are, again, along this line of, in short, there are still a lot of ways in which I compromise myself or I abandon myself. So that's what I'm interested in exploring through this course, is that sort of, the self-regulation, and to be present with yourself when you're about to try something different. And it's scary, and to be able to take the time you need to feel through that, and to make the decision that honors myself, obviously, as well as the other person. But that's sort of, I've always gone the route of like forgetting myself and putting too much emphasis on the other person. So to bring that focus back on honoring myself in whatever relationships I'm in. Like I said, I have these amazing friendships. Other relationships are not outside the realm of possibility. So this would just be, great stuff to great stuff to work on for the future, whatever that might hold.
Yeah. And I love that, because, so often we think of relationship as relationship, and we don't necessarily realize that actually the habits that we have in this one relationship are there everywhere. You know, if we're self-erasing, we're probably going to be self-erasing in a lot of relationships. So that I'm so excited to be teaching that particular part of the course, which is really around, you know, how do I maintain myself whilst also being open to another person, whilst also taking influence, whilst also doing all of these amazing relational things.
Yeah.
And also having that self-connection, having my own back, knowing my feelings, knowing my needs, setting my boundaries, co-creating the culture of the relationship. Right, which is so important. And it sounds like that's maybe not what happened in the past, and that's what you're looking to do more in the future. So I think it's going to be so amazing to have you on the course, particularly because you've already done so much work in your friendships. And you know, our friendship is testament to that. We've done so much like practicing in terms of leaning into each other, in terms of sharing, in terms of you know, witnessing and validating, and also challenging. You know, that's a really important part of, like, we have our monthly meetup, and we don't just validate, we also kind of offer new ways of seeing things, and that's really important. So
yep.
It's going to be so cool to put these things into practice and to really help you go to the next level with this, so that, as you said, like in future relationships, whatever they are, and also in your friendships, you're going to be able to go deeper, because you know that I can go deeper and I still have this anchor back to myself. I'm not going to lose myself the deeper that I go with these people.
Yeah. Yes, that is such an important point, that you can go deeper, that there can be more, and that it doesn't have to mean a dissolution of self. Yeah, that's very big. And yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm so glad that you're doing this, because you are so the perfect person to be doing this.
I resisted it for a long time. I was like, no, not ready, can't do it. But then I realized I am ready. And this is, you know, this is the thing that I'm so passionate about. This is the course, this is the program that I wish I had done. It would have made life so much easier. But at the same time, you know, we go through these lessons, we learn these lessons, and then we're able to help other women in this area. So it is going to be so exciting. We're going to start next month. The date to be confirmed. But for anyone else who's watching today, if you are interested in this, then you can reach out to me. You can send me a direct message, or you can, if you have my email, you can email me. Any questions, then feel free to ask me. And we've already started setting up our little Facebook group. You're in it. I know I've added some other women. We're like giving intros and getting to know each other a little bit, which is so fun. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for sharing your story with us, and for being you know, an incredible friend, and for really investing so much in the transformations you've had, because not only are they benefiting you and your self-connection, but they also have brought so much joy into my life as well. And yeah, it's an honor to have you on the course.
Thank you. It's my honor to be on the course, and it's reciprocal, totally reciprocal. All those nice things you said about my relationship work back at you.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm going to leave it at that for now, but for any of the ladies, I hope you're having an amazing day. Feel free to connect with Laura as well. I know, Laura, you have a page for your inner child advocate, so we can link to that as well. And I hope you're all having an amazing day. Laura, I love you. Mwah. And ladies, I will see you again really soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye.